Mercy High School, which is an all-girls Catholic school here in Baltimore. That's us. Clearly, I was a tweet. Still am. But that's us. That picture's so big. So we met in high school, and guess what our mascot was? Mercy Magic! How appropriate. That was our mascot. So literally, one chick would dress up as a magician, another chick would dress up as a rabbit. That's the best picture I can find, was rabbit. And that was our mascot at all the basketball games and things like that. Kind of bizarre, but appropriate. So clearly our magical destiny was already set in place for us in Mercy's hallways all those years ago. Yet we didn't know each other at the time. We weren't really friends, we were in different grades, didn't quite know each other. Yet 15 years later, or nearly 15 years later, after reconnecting through Facebook last year, we now find ourselves working together and discovering the magic that can come about when you're able to just step out on faith and create something seemingly out of nothing. So last summer, after reconnecting and having a few cafe chats and just getting to know each other, we were sitting outside of a cafe near the harbor, sitting under an umbrella, talking, dreaming, and we had an idea. So I left Baltimore when I was 18 and had recently returned home in search of community. So I really wanted a space where two people could come together, hear some music, maybe have a drink, be around people who weren't overly concerned about what they were wearing or who they were connected to on the scene. I just wanted genuine connection.
And while I have been in Baltimore pretty much on and off from forever, Baltimore is a city where it can kind of be easy to stay in your silo. We have so much here, but you can still kind of like only explore your shit. And so I was looking for a space that was not pretentious, that I felt comfortable going to by myself, and just connecting with other creatives that I didn't really know. And so after us talking, we were like, oh, this shit don't exist. We should create it. And so then we created SunSets. So we were together at New Bohemia with one of our pseudo faux co-creators. I like to just shout him out. His name is Glenn. He's awesome. So we were at New Bohemia. He knew it was coming. He started to look away. So we were at this cafe in New Bohemia. We were sitting there. We were talking. And we were just coming up with this concept. So we decided to come up with a monthly event where we would pick a different theme each month, and folks would we would have it free. We would just offer a little bit of wine, and depending on the theme, we would reach out to folks creatives that we knew, whether it was artists, photographers, farmers, writers, DJs, all types of shit. And so, sorry, I curse a lot. If it's offending anyone, you gotta let me know up front. And so we just created this thing, and we started September of last year. And it's just been awesome that every single month, it's just been going strong. Yeah.
So, while SunSets may be new to Baltimore, what we do is not new. We've been doing this salon gatherings have been taking place for ages. There is a long history of cultures coming together to hold space for each other, to exchange information, to bring forth new ideas that often bring about evolution and innovation, specifically within Black culture during what's known as the Harlem Renaissance throughout the 1920s. These types of gatherings brought together the writers and artists and thinkers of the time to hold space for each other in cities like DC, Philly, Chicago, New York, of course, and I'm sure probably even here in Baltimore. People like A'Lelia Walker, who was the heiress of the Black character icon Madam C.J. Walker. Writers like Georgia Douglas Johnson, Carrie Williams Clifford, and Ann Spencer, among others, would literally open up the doors to their homes, invite people in order to debate the ideas of the time and present their work, get criticism and feedback, and kind of create space for encouragement and connection among the group. Often the salons during their time were typically literary salons, and they were also often hosted by women. How appropriate. So within those walls, creative freedom and expression were allowed to be cultivated, often in response to the violent oppression that existed at the time. And so through that and from that tradition, we created SunSets. Also in response to what's happening, the violent oppression that surrounds us at the time. And our space just kind of exists to hold space for the greatness that exists within the community right here at home in Baltimore. So again, that was our first event, September 18, 2015. That was our first people flyer. And we've been doing it ever since. We've been doing it the third Friday of every month for a year. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary this month. So yeah.
So something that I think, since this ties into magic, I think that it is magical in itself that literally we sat down, had this idea, and then 2 weeks later created this thing. And every month people show up. And we had no funding, we still don't. So it's literally like, all right, we need to go rent equipment, and we need to go and buy some wine, and hopefully people that will come speak and perform will do it for free, because it's all about the love and the magic. And especially at a time when we are going through so much, and for a lot of us, it's a very heavy time. And so for the third Friday of every month from 7 to 10, there is a space for all of us to get together and not necessarily feel heavy. Or if we feel heavy, we can process together. Or we can hopefully by the time we leave, feel light again. And so I think this is just an absolutely awesome space that is magical in that we step out on faith every single month, and people show up whether it's raining, whether there's snow, whether there's no parking, and sometimes we're in places where people are looking for parking for like an hour, but they still come. And it's a Friday when, like, if you've been working all week, Friday is kind of like, maybe I'll hit the bar, or maybe I'll just go home and get in my bed and watch Netflix. And so people come and contribute to the space, and there's just so much love, and there's, the space is about renewal and just getting together and just awesomeness.
I think a lot of the magic also comes, like Nia said, each month we have kind of a loose blueprint of what it is that we're going to do, but we never know who's going to show up, what the vibe is going to be like. We set our own tone, but it's just kind of, we're the medium, the conduit. We just provide the right ingredients, you know, a little wine, a little music, and then whatever happens, just happens. And yeah, it just pulsates with an energy that's unlike, completely unlike the month before. Each month is very different.
So although it is like super dope, awesome, you look very intense right there. I don't know how they talk, but they were saying something important. Someone was taking a picture. Was this D-Lock?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Well then, there you go. But although this is a super magical thing that we are lucky that it's a easy thing for us to collaborate on, we still have some challenges that, you know.
Just because it is magical or seems magical doesn't necessarily mean it is perfect. First of all, we are very much a community-supported effort. We have friends who provide their design skills, emergency web tech support when things shut down. People donate money, of course, bottles of wine, their venue spaces to us. Oftentimes people come to our space each month, tell a friend, they then tell a friend, and that's how we've grown an audience. People also share our flyers on their social media pages, so the kind of promotion works itself out, which is prime real estate to get your flyer on somebody else's Facebook page or Instagram page. We appreciate that. So we're very much a community effort, but as Nia said, we are completely DIY. It's run by the two of us. We primarily do the flyers, the web design. We don't have any, we don't have any sponsors just yet or any production assistants. We're the ones working the door in the crowd every night. It's very much a testament to how far you can go with just $1 and a drink. That's all we got. And we've also learned a ton this past year. I know I have learned the virtue of just calming the fuck down. The production is very important because things happen. You know, last minute cancellations, as you see today, things just happen. You have to roll with the punches and just learn how to relax. Nia's always saying, it's okay, don't worry, this is fine. So I'm learning how to adopt that mentality of just let go and release myself from the bondage of worry and perfection, and also ask for help when I need it.
So something that I really value is our collaboration. Like even we don't get upset about the same things. We don't get antsy about the same things, which is really awesome. So for me, I'm also a mom. I have a 10-year-old son. So I can kind of go into mom mode. And mom mode is like, okay, people need to get out at a certain time. I need to clean up what's going on. And then at the end of the night, she's like, what are you talking about? It's totally fine. And I'm like, so.
She's also a teacher, so she's more comfortable in these spaces.
Yes, I am definitely like, hey, people talking to folks, and she's behind the scenes talking one-on-one, which is really, really good. And so I learned the value of collaboration and being less controlling and just allowing the space to just be whatever that space is going to be. Like us setting the tone, but then being open to whatever people contribute to that space, and then knowing the power of the tone that we set. Because even if people, we often have discussion and stuff, and even if people have different views, it never gets rowdy, it never gets disrespectful. It's just folks in a room really just vibing out, and not everyone in there is the same. And it's just, yeah, just being open and less controlling.
And I think we bring together some of the projects that Olivia introduced. Both of our projects, our passions, I think, focus on highlighting the work of individuals who are often marginalized in society. So because of that, we bring that to our space, and we're able to curate an environment that feels very present, where people are allowed to speak their minds or, be themselves without fear of judgment. And also a space, like you said, where people can come together and get different perspectives.
For some reason it is this, that's totally fine, although it is gonna grow. But, so I think the resources, and I'm the people person. I'm not anything tech, anything having been a conversation comes up. They were talking about types of cameras, and I just started going out the window. Because I don't put things in my mind that I don't want extra shit in there taking up space. So I can't assist her at making any flyers. The flyers are her unless, we find someone else to do them and contribute their time, but they want some money, but we ain't got the resources. And the whole website, which is absolutely awesome, is her.
It's hand-coded, which is not, by the way, the way to build a website.
Sometimes I feel like, fuck, am I really doing anything? But I know I am, but it's like a little more abstract. So sometimes I'm in my head a lot like, damn, I wish I could help out with what she's doing. So I get a little like, I don't know that.
Resources, and we do, like I said, we have friends who support us with things along the way, but financial resources are a huge challenge. We do ask for a $5 donation each month. Minimum. Some people give more, some people don't have that much, which is totally fine. But that has helped us to kind of build somewhat of reserve, because we would eventually like to pay for the musicians to come each month. We want to pay for the photographers. Brandon hooked us up with photos 2 months ago. We want to be able to pay for videographers and all that, and also pay to have people do the flyers. I don't feel like doing that shit.
Right.
So that is
in space.
right.
Space, like people to donate space, or if they cannot donate their space, to like have it be the cheapest space that they can give us, but then also make it a quality space, of course.
Yeah, finding venues is the
venue, yeah. So,
but we work it
it's
out.
still magical.
Any last questions?